All right, I think we're in.
Hi.
We're here. Yeah.
We are. Welcome to Skald Tv. We're doing Skald Crafts today. It's been a while. My co-host, or the host actually, Niklas can't be here, but he will be involved via Zoom at some point soon. Joining me here is my flatmate, work colleague, Thomas from America. He
Hello.
Usually does all the technical stuff back there.
I'm normally not on this end of the camera.
Nah.
It's unnerving.
But seeing as you made a bunch of stuff lately, and we couldn't find anyone better, I'm kidding. Maybe
Nobody Corona legal could join us.
yeah,
And since we live together, this kind of worked.
yeah. This is actually legal. So
Amazing. It's amazing. All right.
Yeah.
So I did crafting this week, but then we're gonna have Niklas join us after we talk about some crafting we did,
yeah,
and then after that,
we have another guest, Leo. We want to talk to her about her crafting channel a little bit. Her and her boyfriend do some pretty cool stuff.
some awesome stuff.
Also, we want to talk about freehand do-it-yourself shields.
These are super cool. I photographed these today.
And-
Awesome.
Yeah, we did that. We did some product photography. There's new products coming.
Super excited for that.
And Leo did paint some of these shields, so it would be interesting to see what these look like.
Yeah, I'm actually super excited. I haven't looked at the photos. I purposely haven't looked at the photos of the painted shields. I just have the ones kind of around here that we photographed earlier today, which are just the canvas. So we'll talk all about that later, though.
All right. So
So I guess we'll jump into my atrocities of the week.
it's pretty dope, actually.
I'm pretty excited about it, but I know there are going to be other people who are like, wow, this sucks. But I'm super excited because I think half of crafting is enjoying the crafting process. And for me, this is the first time in a while that I've actually gone at crafting something, seriously. And I loved it. I really enjoyed it. Kind of got bit by the crafting bug again and really had fun.
Finally.
It's
crazy. It's taken ages because I've been trying to blackmail him and put him under emotional pressure to do stuff, which I think is healthy.
Coffee machine is deciding to join us as well.
Coffee machine gets jealous.
You bothered me quite a bit about crafting because you knew I enjoyed it, but I just haven't gotten around to making time for it. And I finally did for a project. So Emma, could you pull those up if you could? There we go. So so this was the base tunic. So first time distressing our Burgschneider garments, which I thought was fun. Got a chance to see how they distress, and I loved it. So it's base tunic and some pants and vinegas, the leg wraps, and some shoes.
Actually, can you talk a little bit about the leg wraps, because I think they're really underused in LARP, and this product that we have is actually fantastic. It's okay to sometimes like your own.
I just realized we don't even have the light
what's
on here.
happening?
I'm just turning the light on because I realized we don't even have the light on.
Uh-oh. Oh, wow.
Awesome. It's a lot better.
Yeah, because those things are fantastic. They're really warm. They're super comfortable.
Those are the ones that we actually don't sell a ton of this particular style. It's like a thick crocheted or knitted wool, as opposed to our normal wool ones, which are like a tight fiber herringbone. So these ones were totally different. I had never used them even. I know that we were selling them, but I hadn't ever tried them on a costume for myself. And I love them now, and they're the only ones I'm going to be using. They have a great stretch to them, and they're thick enough to like they feel warm. So,
but I can see why people don't want to wear them, because I had the same feeling when I saw them. I thought, nah,
they're too thick. Yeah.
They, I saw them on pictures, but when I saw them in real life, and then I had them on, because
That's
is actually
you in
me.
the photos. Because I couldn't take the photos and wear the costume. And the costume isn't made for me. It's actually made for someone else.
Yeah.
And they're about your size. So.
Yeah, but I loved them. I honestly just have to put that out there. That's a great product.
I love them. So then there was the next photo, which should show the next layer, which was a freehand gambeson, which I was pretty excited about.
That's a Rabenfurt.
I really like this gambeson a lot, and the fact that the chainmail was so oily, it just kind of oil distressed the gambeson really quickly, which was cool. A little bit of hammer and bread knife on the bottom to like distress it a bit, and then first time in a long time I did leather cuffs on this. I haven't done that kind of work with leather like more than maybe twice in my whole life, so that was fun.
Now let's be honest. whose fault is it that we started doing leather cuffs and stuff like that?
That is your fault.
No.
It may
be my fault.
It's Niklas's fault.
It's Niklas's fault.
It's Niklas' fault. And we are totally going to shit on him for that later.
Yeah.
He's sitting, I can hear him laughing in my ear. I don't think you can hear him because we have you muted, but I can hear him laughing maniacally like a crazy person. Because it's totally his fault that I ended up doing some stupid leather cuffs on this. And they look awesome. I'm really happy with how they turned out. Which then led to the next part, which was the fact that I just couldn't stop with the leather there. And added leather to fucking chainmail. Because that's not overkill or anything. And I loved it. I totally loved the look, but I hated doing it.
It totally accentuates the layering of the costume, which sounds like something really wanky and knowledgeable. I'm not.
It sounds like such an asshole thing to say until you see it and go like, oh damn, that's totally true.
Yeah, no, it does. Yeah, no, sorry for sounding like a wanker, but that just does look nice.
I love it. I really like how it looks. I did learn a lot about like when you put leather on chainmail. Yeah. You can like pull the chainmail tight and then do it, or you can leave the chainmail in kind of like a static position where it's like not pulled tight. And if you pull it tight and then you put leather on it, it can never go back to that relaxed fit.
And
so
it sort of
flares out. Yeah, so you can kind of see I ran into that problem where it flared out on me.
Yeah, it's a feature, not a bug.
that's what I told the guy.
I intended this.
Totally meant to work that way, I promise. It's definitely not. But I learned a lot about it, and that was kind of the cool thing. And I also did my first chainmail tear stop, which is like basically a brick of thick leather at where the chainmail meets in the front, so that it can't tear up further. Well, so it's just two layers. Like
the reason you had to do that, because this is a product we had from Iron Fortress. Shout out to the boys from Denmark. Yeah. What happened was the chainmail didn't split high enough for the person supposed to wear it, so we broke open the riveted ring that's supposed to hold it. Yeah. And then you took apart, I don't know, 20 rings by hand.
It was quite
and then re-sewed it with the leather block, and that is not going anywhere.
No, I don't. Well, I guess we'll find out, but I don't think so. I don't know. It's my first time doing it, so I'm gonna find out if it's gonna be reliable long term.
I'm taking money bets. This is also a betting channel. Actually, we shouldn't be joking about this. They'll take us off the air, won't they?
I don't know. Don't bet, children. Gambling's bad. There we go. I think we covered ourselves.
All right.
So, but I don't think it's gonna tear, but we'll see. And obviously, my buddy will let me know if it holds up from the use they're going to be putting it through. So thankfully, it's not getting used for a ton of chainmail use. Hamd1455. Thank you for the follow. How you doing, man? I don't know who that is, but we said hi anyway. So
it's Hamdy.
It's Hamdy. Yes, it's Hamdy. Duh, of course. Hey, Hamdy.
Boy, Hamdy.
So, and then
what happened here? What's that?
That is the lamellar. That's more Epic Army lamellar. I really like that lamellar. I don't like the fact that the back is just leather. I wish that it was full lamellar and not just the front. But since the back was going to be covered with like a cloak or a hood thing, there was a bunch of different stuff potentially going on top of it. It didn't become a deal breaker. And it had the same kind of leather edging on it, which I thought looked awesome.
What I also like about the layering of this costume and all the armor that went into it, the gambeson, I have the build of a very, very slender 10-year-old boy, and
very fair man. Very fair man.
A little child. That's what I look like in real life. All the makeup makes me look a little bit more adult, but that set of clothing actually makes me look somewhat like a stereotypical man. Nice job.
You're welcome, I think.
No, it makes me look bulky, and it's supposed to say "fuck with me and I kill you," and it kind of does.
It does kind of,
and that's beautiful.
It was funny. I never really thought about the fact that people, when they put on chainmail and armor, sometimes get claustrophobic. But we put it on Marcus, and we found out that Marcus is claustrophobic because chainmail, especially when it's tight.
I don't know if we're allowed to tell weaknesses.
We did
personal
anyway.
weaknesses about
but that's not a personal weakness. Just some people just don't do good with super fitted stuff. And the chainmail, I'm hoping it fit you really well. Marcus, it was kind of tight, and my buddy is kind of in between you two, so I'm afraid. Yeah. Hopefully the lamellar doesn't also, because the weight in this, I didn't realize how damn heavy this whole thing was going to be. because there's no plate. So I always think of plate being heavy, but
No,
that
it's
amount of
chainmail.
chainmail and
Yeah.
that sucks.
But Marcus is also very muscular, something that very few people know.
He's a big
so
guy.
when
He's a
he
very
put
muscly
this
dude.
on, he had trouble fitting through the door.
Well, he almost flexed and like Hulk Hogan'd his way out of it. It was
It was pretty epic.
It was
you had to
it
be
was
there. You had to
It
be
was
there.
impressive. It was very impressive. Anyway, so then we had to add the next layers, and the next layer was, well, there's belts. Yeah, that's kind of layers, I guess. But there's some Paraparis and some Freihand there. So the Freihand belt and dagger, the Langsacks, which is super cool. Love that. And then after that, we added. There we go. I had the hood, which I also did more leather trim to. Hate you, Niklas. So that just ended up with more leather. And I did a little triangle on the front to hide some really bad stitch work that I did. Figured just hide it with more leather.
And there's the braces as well.
Bracers are from Freihand as well.
Also available, yeah.
Yeah, on Dein-LARP-Shop. And I used, this was kind of interesting. I couldn't figure out what to do with like an extra layer underneath the bracer. So I took a pair of leg wraps, it's like these like normal leg wraps you use. And I got them in green, the Burgschneider green ones, and then I cut them like down the center so that they were like just thinner. And then I used those, like a half of one on the arm. And it turned out to be really cool as an underlayer.
Yep.
Quick,
it did
dirty,
work.
and then I just distressed everything. Everything got hit with a hammer and a butter knife, or bread knife.
It was a bread knife.
Yeah, and by the way, bread knife, my new favorite tool for distressing.
We'll talk about that in a minute because there's a lot of stuff that we need to still talk about this thing because there's a reason we're not just promoting products over here. We'll get to that in a second why we're doing this. Tom, let's wrap this costume up. What else happened? Because this ain't the end. Or is it? I think we're missing a picture.
Are we?
Isn't there some fur?
Oh no, we did. I don't have that picture in here, but we got some fur on it. Yeah, there was some fur that went on the shoulders, and
yeah, the fur is a really cheap option to make you look very bulky, and
it really does make you look huge.
And you can, if you just put some fat in, maybe some acrylics, it doesn't look like the Night's Watch IKEA furs. It actually starts to look salty and used and grimy. It just looks mean.
I liked it. I don't know if we're gonna end up using it for the final use for this costume. This costume isn't specifically for LARP. It's for a buddy of mine who's doing a collaboration project with us. So we'll see if it gets used that way. I'm just super excited with the fact that we were able to put this together. I had your help with some parts of it, but I spent, and Julia, my girlfriend, helped out with a little bit of the stitching as well. I want to say I spent 5 nights working on this after work.
Yeah, you did it really quickly, and that's one of the things I wanted to talk about. You did this in 5 nights, and you did it from existing products. You didn't create anything really yourself, which isn't a diss.
I'm not the kind of person who likes to go from complete scratch. So for me, this was super fun. I really enjoyed the
I
modification.
often do stuff like that too. Just modify existing products. What we want to show here is it's very easy to get. Off the rack products and create a full costume, and then just by adding little things like the
trim,
the leather trim, but also the fabric trim at the bottom of the tunic, doing a little bit of distressing, and the thing looks amazing.
It totally looked way different than when I started, and actually, I wish I would have added the other picture. We put Marcus in the costume first, and he looked great in its like original form of like just straight off the shelf products. But then when you looked at it after, I had a hard time remembering it was the same outfit because the trim and the little distressing elements changed it so much that it just felt like a completely different costume.
And there's another 2 points about this costume that I'd like to bring up. Similar to the Ranger, where we did that in the video, we just added a bunch of little nifty things. Made the costume really live. Same thing with the belts here and the sacks. We want to do that a little bit more often. We're going to, next year, we're going to grab a few product lines that we have in between Freihand and Burgschneider. We really want to promote the shit out of them, show you this is something you can do if you buy it, and if you add this or that, you will actually have a very cool costume in a very short amount of time without spending much money.
That's the best part, I think, for me, is like
We want
the cost value is
exactly. We just want people who are new to LARP or just new to a certain scene of LARP to grab a few products and 5 days later go to a LARP and look great.
Yeah. It's a win-win. Can't go wrong. So then you, though, worked on some stuff as well. I think Emma has
I have one more point, actually. I'm sorry. The other thing I want to say is we keep talking about these 1 minute videos, which
yeah, we do have one.
They're lies.
No, because I filmed one.
Yeah, no, I was going to make a joke out of it, and the joke's going to be better now because we're explaining it. What we did was we filmed the leather borders that we did. Yeah. And they're not 1 minute long; they're a bit longer. But this is new to us, so the video team is trying to find a streamlined version how to do it faster.
Well, we're gonna do it purposely 3 minutes.
Yeah,
instead of one.
I know it's not an error, but it looks good. It's gonna explain how to do something this easy. How to do it.
The cool thing was we did it on the leather trim from the hood.
Yeah.
So the actual hood that we have, like I said, I got some help from you, and part of it was, but we filmed it, and we're gonna make a video on how that whole trim process goes.
Yeah. Yeah, and these videos are kind of great because Thomas and I, we actually, didn't you study it somewhere or something? I don't know. Huh? Didn't you study some sort of handicraft at some point?
Yeah, I did blacksmithing. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So Thomas is a fully fledged blacksmith.
No,
I didn't learn anything, and all these videos are for you out there who haven't learned anything either. How to do stuff with things in your kitchen. This is how our tutorials will be. So anyone can do it. That's how we try to hold these tutorials. Yeah, but anyway, they're coming, these 1 to 3 minute videos. Tom,
yes.
What were you going to talk about?
I was going to say Emma can cue up the photos for your costume, but then I thought, okay, wait, hold on. It's Emma's birthday.
It is. Shall we motivate the chat to start singing?
Yeah, can we get like a train of people in the chat singing happy birthday? I don't know how many people are watching right now because I don't have an iPad in front of me, but do me a favor, harass the chat with like happy birthday for the next I don't know, 5
because
minutes.
not only is she working on her birthday, but
it's
as some of you may know, it's actually a Sunday. It's the first Advent as well, isn't it?
Holy shit, we're doing like everything wrong to this poor human.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Emma.
And luckily, this is an extra long stream. It's 7 hours, so no rest.
She's got her booth mic, so she can harass us as well.
Nice.
So, anyway, so harass the chat with happy birthdays while we go through this. So let's go over Lester's stuff as well.
How are we doing on time? We okay?
Yeah, we're fine.
Okay.
You got like 7 minutes.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Let's
Emma,
do what he said.
Photos, please. Ooh, yeah. This was part of. Well, actually, you tell us. What is this part of? Because oh boy, this costume.
So Niklas, as I said in a few other talks, has dragged me into Warhammer Imperial LARP, and what this is a hat. This hat is kind of special to me because it combines a lot of very interesting features. The base is the Burgschneider Bunthaube. What's Bunthaube in English?
Arming cap.
Arming cap. It's a simple cotton cap in cream linen. No, cream. What is it? I just said something. Cotton. Yeah, cream cotton. And all I did really was sew on some.
Reskinned it.
Yeah, reskinned it. I do that a lot because I'm not good at sewing, and I do a lot of hand sewing. So I just sewed blue wool on, then some yellow wool, and then some leather trim because
classic Niklas leather trim.
The Niklas leather trim. Patented.
Yeah, patented.
We just heard in the.
We heard him. It's patented.
Yeah, Niklas keeps shouting stuff in the background. It's great.
We're supposed to bring him in here in just a minute. We're going to take a very quick break, probably in just a minute, but then Niklas will be in to join us in the harassment.
So this cap was a lot of fun. Actually, it's right behind me. I think maybe I should grab it.
Yeah. Could we swap cams to our top down? Senor Emma. Ah, there we go. Cool.
So what we did here is we cut in this symbol. Supposedly, it's a symbol of Marienburg, a town in apart from the Imperium, it's separated. So I did that. I did some cuts in the top and sewed them shut. And finally, I sewed on this work that Niklas did. It's the twin-tailed comet, a Sigma, and there are three feathers actually in here. One of these is actually a tail feather, or I don't know, maybe it's a different type of feather, from one of Ruth's parrots. So the parrots who sometimes harass our customers passively on the phone while trying to talk to Ruth. It's like, so how you going?
Yeah,
and
it definitely happens.
One of these feathers fell off a parrot, or maybe I stole it. I don't know, whatever. I got given this parrot feather and it feels very personal. That's why I like it. I love this hat because it has one of Niklas' first...
Move it into shot here. Yeah, I mean, that'll work.
One of Niklas' first leather works in embossing is on here. I love that.
Good.
What I also like is, you can see it here a little bit, this yellow wool, I sewed it on, and it sort of pops up like this when I wear it, and it makes me look like a very special person. And it's a little bit ridiculous, and I like ridiculous hats. So in essence, this thing took me a day.
Fancy hats, yes.
Took me a day to do.
It took you a day?
Yeah. Because it's really simple, as I said. It's just sewing some stuff on. That's all it was.
That's just kind of one of the wildest, like, day projects. Let's see here. I mean, that is so cool. And the best part for me is, like, this was, I mean, under here, like, you can, like, poke it. Like, that's the original cotton cap.
Yeah, you can show the inside.
Yeah, just inside is just the cotton cap. I mean, it looks amazing, and I actually really look forward to making one for myself in the future. I think you should now wear it as we go to a break.
Marcus actually said something very funny about it while I was shaping it wet to my face. He said he can now take me more serious with the cap on, which I find, God, it looks so stupid.
I would have to say, on the cam right now, it's not the greatest. Actually, before we go to break, I think we have 2 more photos, but I think what we'll do is we'll do those with Niklas for those.
Yeah.
So, Lester, take us to the break.
We'll be back in a few minutes after the break, and we'll have some more crafting content. And later we'll have Leo talk about Freihand shields with us.
Goofing and crafting and hanging.
See you in a minute, peoples.
We are back. In the land of funny hats and crafting, we are LARP Crafts on Skald TV.
We are.
And joining us, there we go. Joining us to I cannot talk. Joining us to discuss the last few crafted items of the week by Lester is the normal host when I'm not around, or excuse me, I'm around when he's not around. So I can't talk.
This is getting more confusing. This
Niklas! What's up, buddy? Can I? English, please. No, I can't. I can't.
Hey, Niklas.
It's been a long week. Niklas, how you doing, buddy? Welcome, and it's good to see you.
What? Yeah, I'm doing quite fine. Yeah, cheers. Just water. It's a bit sad, but hey, it's for me, it's a work night. So.
Understandable.
Same.
Yeah.
So, okay, I think we're gonna jump into. God, it is. Oh God, it is. So let's jump into the next crafted items of the week. Emma. Finger guns. Okay. Oh, what?
Niklas, you feel free to grill us from Cologne. You know.
Oh, okay.
This is your show, remember? Keep us in line.
Oh yeah, that's true. This is your show. I'm the guest.
Yeah, we're all guests in Niklas' Court of Crafts.
I like that.
So these are Lester's Landsknecht stuff, isn't it?
Like
no, it's the other one. It's the.
It's for the Esquire for the.
Yeah.
But
you're right.
Ah, yeah.
There's another one.
There's another set. Yeah, I love this set of arms because Freihand set. So you bought a set of arms, and you have one set that you're using for one character, and another, or one arm you're using for one character, and another arm for another character. We're gonna see both of them tonight.
Yeah, I did something weird, and I'm doing it for the whole costume. I bought a whole set of armor, and then I split it in two, and then did one style with one armor and one style with the other. You'll see them in a minute.
Kind of a cool idea. I love this idea.
These are the Freihand Heavy Roving arms. They're fantastic, and we'll talk about why they're fantastic in a minute.
I love them. They're great. I have a set as well. I'm using them for my Landsknecht that I will someday get around to working on. We can do a top-down cam now, I think, on these bad boys. Ba-boom. Wow, look at that.
What I really love about this set is that I think it's powder coated from the inside so that it don't rust away.
Yes, it's so cool.
Amazing.
And the other part I really like about this is because it is not galvanized. So like so much armor that you buy these days is galvanized steel. You can't gun blue or blacken galvanized steel. You just can't do it. So because this is raw mild, you blacken these before you put the leather on.
Yeah, so how I did this, again, really not rocket science, took me 2 days. What I did was I took off all the grease with acetone, wore a mask, wore gloves. We had the whole solvents dilemma a few nights ago, which luckily everyone saw because it was completely edited and posted everywhere. Thank you.
We did that. Emma, could you jump to ATEM and switch over to
solvents get you high.
Because solvents get you high. So I just want to show these while we're talking about them, Lester, because they're the photo is cool, but like we can actually see them here, and they are awesome.
And yeah, so what I did was I took off the grease, I blued them dirtily, so it didn't really do a good job because I like doing that. It looks distinct, has more details.
I'm destroying your lovely things
Fine,
we're going to talk about later.
I bashed it with a hammer a little bit, and then I sealed it with matte varnish. Lastly, I drew leather onto the armor by pulling it wet and then clamping it down. I have a piece that I'll show you in a minute that's actually work in progress. And once it was shaped, I took the leather, did some stitching, and then I glued the leather on using paddocks, and it was done.
Awesome.
To show you how to pull leather, I actually have a piece right behind me. Maybe we can hold it up.
Swap that over. Let me take these off here.
Okay, we can just drop that onto the
thing here.
So
Ba-boom.
that's the cuirass
Yeah.
breastplate.
So you can see I'm drawing the leather out using these clamps. It's wet. Not that hard. Once it's gotten the shape, I'll cut it down so that it fits perfectly, and then I'll do the sewing and glue it on. I'll also blacken it, of course. But
you can probably swap out to the other camera real quick here, and I'll hold this up.
That's the cuirass. That's Eisenkleider. It was a prototype or one of the unfinished products, and I was lucky enough to have it given to me by Ollie.
You can put this where you want.
Schultz. Yeah, just put it back on the floor. Who was kind enough to just sort of gift it to me because
it's pretty sweet. That's a hell of a gift.
He's just a lovely guy.
He's an awesome dude. He's a dude's dude.
One more thing I want to say about the Ruvenarm in general, because I didn't know this, and we sell them, and I did not know this, and I think it's fantastic because they're modular. Where's it gone? Yeah.
Oh, you mean talk about these?
Yeah, where is the arm? So what I didn't know is that this arm, theoretically, despite me working on it, could fit Tom or me, and we have distinctly different arms. Turns out...
Do we?
Well, mine are a little bit longer.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay, so can we
there
do
was some other statement
top
there.
down again? So as you can see here, the elbow, the floating elbow, I learned this from Tom. This is called a floating elbow. Is fastened with a leather piece of twine, which comes with the arm. Now, if we turn the arm,
yeah, leather, the arming point, yeah.
the arming point. But if we turn it around, what we see here, let's see if I can do this. What we see here is there are multiple holes within this piece.
Oh, get out of here! So you can make it
This
shorter
piece.
or longer depending on where your elbow
Exactly,
is.
and this piece.
Ah.
So I have the longest functionality. Sorry, that was a beer burp. Of this arm because I have freakishly long arms in combination
freakishly long arm
with
person.
looking very, very thin. It's a weird look, but I'm going with it. You can change the arm, which is fantastic. I love that. I've never seen this in armor before, and this made me happy because I could just more or less shape the arm to myself really quickly. What else I did, we talked about armor shaping. What else I did, because this is all very thin armor, I bent it a little bit to suit my shoulder a little bit. Finally, how to fasten this. It has 2 arming points up here. Am I using this correctly?
You are.
These 2 arming points, you use some leather twine, it goes through it, and then you fasten it to your gambeson. And that's all it is, and it's just really comfortable, and I rarely have that with armor. I go out, I LARP, and I say to myself, why do I do this? It's so painful, because armor is usually not that well shaped unless you get great armor by Vimmer, for instance.
Yep. And with stuff like this, though, at least helps to make off-the-shelf products a little bit closer to having something custom. It'll never quite be perfect, but it damn well goes a lot further in doing so.
Yeah.
And we have one more set of arms from you.
Yeah.
Which is the partner to that other arm, which is this one. Man, this set of arms just blows my mind. I love this. I have a whole series of photos I wish I could show off of this whole costume.
The arm is behind us again.
Let's throw that on here on the other cam real quick. We can do a top down here.
Niklas, you can also say some stuff about it. I really don't want to. It feels like showing off. That's why this show is always uncomfortable for me.
I'm kind of perplexed because I don't have really much time right now, so I really enjoyed that you are able to produce stuff and work things out.
We'll talk about that in a second. Why you don't have so much time, you saver of lives.
You saver of lives. Emma, could you go ATEM for me real quick so we can just show this thing off in full size?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So we can show off the full arm here. Man, it is insane.
Yeah,
How long does this take you to do, Lester?
This was 3 days. This is a weekend. I really had so much fun. What I did was, again, I took off the grease. This time I decided I wanted the shiny bits. I used solvents, I used a mask, I used gloves.
What a responsible adult.
Trying to be responsible over here. And what I did was I found some Warhammer artworks and tried to incorporate them. Some better than others. So you have a poot or cherub with like a death's mask. That's very common for a Warhammer character. I tried to paint the city of Marienburg.
That's so cool.
You have the twin comet above, somewhere there. Yeah. There's even a dude in a little boat down here.
Did you do it's like a gold trim thing around the bottom?
Yeah, there's gold
so
trim
wild.
on it. And then there's this, which is very colorful. And finally, a reimagining of the heraldry of Marienburg, which is a semi-nude
It's like a
fish
harpy.
wench.
Yeah. Fish wench.
Mermaid.
Yeah.
Mermaid. Fish wench.
Fish wench.
That's what it's called in Disney, right? The little fish wench.
I heard, yes, that it's actually a movie called Thy Little Fish Wench. Because we don't want to get sued.
And why I picked all of these different colors is so my arm starts off, the under part of the costume starts off red, so there's a lot of red here. Then the elbow is actually free, there's nothing on the elbow, and finally the arm incorporates a lot of blue, so the top coat of the costume reflects the undergarments.
Yeah. Can't wait to show off that full costume. I think we're gonna do a video thing for it. Probably January episode of LARP Crafts.
Okay.
I would love to do a video where we like show off this full costume because it's crazy. There's so much going on there.
There's a lot of it comes, of course, from Niklas again, who helped me through a lot of it. The sewing, he's a sewing genius. I of course, did the modding, but I mean, I got a fully fitted garment from him.
It's so insane, the work that he does. It's like...
I made him and his beautiful girlfriend 2 patches in return, but I still feel indebted as shit. But he just did that whole garment in a day.
And I'd like to point out, there's also, there's a reason also why, like, we love Niklas, and also why he hasn't had a chance to do any crafting. Are we talking about that?
Yeah. So people who watch us may know, but Niklas, why aren't you crafting right now? Why are you not crafting that much?
Bit busy with that.
Do you have a reason? Do you have a good reason?
In certain days, I have quite a lot of reasons. As a few of you might know, I work as a nurse in a hospital here in Cologne, and right now we've got this pandemic thing going on, and yeah, I'm kind of stressed from work, and when I'm coming home, and when I've got free time, I'd rather like to sleep to recharge the batteries than crafting. I would really love to get some time off and enjoy my passion projects that I have. But yeah, work is kind of stressful right now, so there isn't really much coming.
Totally
in the
understandable.
crafting aspects.
So people, send some hearts out to Niklas. He's doing some good work out there. Really, I mean, this isn't even joking. This is us being serious. Niklas doing the real shit. He's not in some shitty crafting show. He's actually saving lives.
Yeah.
So
actually, he is still in a shitty crafting show, though.
Yeah.
Like, he's still here.
Yeah.
Like, we still love you, but like, you are still here. So no excuses for you.
Thanks for coming out and not sleeping for 2 hours, chilling with us and talking about my stuff here.
Always.
But next time I do hope that you'll have some more stuff going on. Actually, I will say what else you're been a little bit busy with, or do you want to say?
Yeah, if you're allowed to say, please say it.
I think that would be kind of cool if we're allowed to maybe drop a little hint bomb.
So Niklas is working on some prototypes, making some crazy stuff.
Specifically for a company.
For a company.
That may or may not be where we work.
So...
Let's
see what's happening there sometime in the future.
I've heard stuff's happening, and I'm excited. I'm really excited. So,
what we can say about what Niklas is working on, it has a mechanic. It is modular, and thus good shit.
Pumped. Super excited. Super excited. Okay, so I think. Generally speaking, we've gone through everything we wanted to go through here.
One thing, I just want to say how to get the colors like this, if the audience are interested.
I'm interested in that as well.
Can we get top down one more time? Okay, just quickly, how you get the colors this way. You take off the grease, solvents, mask, gloves, TV, camera, whatever. And then you mask the pieces you don't want to have colored with masking tape. You spray a foundation of white on because white makes the colors pop more. In my experience, I have no idea what I'm talking about. Okay, this is the result. Okay, it worked for me. Try this at home. And then I got mainly generic colors and painted these things. I got some skin tones from Games Workshop.
I wish that we have like a color correction thing happening on the stream, so we don't see how the colors really pop. The photo did a good job of showing how those colors pop, but man, it's really impressive in person.
And how you get these colors to pop, A, is the foundation, B, painting 2 coats on, C, having a black surrounding bars around everything. There, actually, I stole a trick from Leo, who we'll be having in after the break. I used acrylic markers. Really cool. Sometimes they suck. Sometimes they're fantastic. Sometimes like a bunch of paint comes out and you're like, ah! And then other times no paint at all comes out. That. And finally, how I got this dirty varnish on is pretty much take very, very diluted brown paint, slap it on, and then brush it off with a toilet roll. And then I sealed it with matte varnish and it was done.
Pretty wild. I love it.
That's how you get these colors, because some people have been asking, and I thought maybe I would tell you guys. It's not a secret.
It is not a secret anymore. All right, so let's. I think we'll jump to a break because I think we've kind of handled everything we want to do for this segment.
Could still talk about these.
You want to talk about those?
Just quickly.
Oh yeah, sure. Let's do it. You got these. Where did you actually start from the basics? Where did you get these? What have you done with them?
Okay, so shout out to Niklas and our buddy Sven Christiansen. Niklas, maybe you could say some words about this man before we talk about the sigils.
Yeah, Sven kind of blew up in the LARP outfits community over the last few months with an amazing first shot at a Warhammer Imperial character, which he shot everything else out of the water with this. For someone that comes from cosplay and
he's not even a LARPer. That's the crazy thing.
So this was his first character that he published in the LARP Outfits Facebook group, and it was amazing. His costuming design, his ideas, the craftsmanship that he puts into his stuff is just amazing, and he brings a lot of interesting crafting techniques over from the cosplay scene. And one thing that I've tried in the past and that he kind of has perfected are these sigils, these molded pieces of look-alike wax. In this case, I think it's silicon, or what is it? Resin from which?
It's a 3D printed resin which he filed down by hand to look fantastic. He got all the different textures out.
That's wild.
We did a little crafting swap. Maybe we talk about crafting swaps as well at some point.
We should really do that.
Yeah, and Secret Santa, we should talk about those as well.
But Santa Claus is real.
True.
Okay, cool. As long as you're covering that.
Yeah. But as many people will find out when they become 18, ice cream is in fact a lie. Santa is real though. So yeah, back to these sigils. Sven and I traded. He sent me some, just black foundation filed down sigils, and I pretty much just painted them red, then painted on some black, took it off with a cloth, and then painted on some red again, took that off, painted on some black again, took that off, back and forth. That's how I got this effect. What I actually want to talk about is this linen that Sven sent. This used to be white, and he taught me a technique how to get it this perfect used color. And I didn't actually know how that worked. If you've been trying to age things or weather things with coffee, you can hit it with a heat gun to burn it in a little bit more, and then the color stays as intensive. Sometimes if you paint stuff with coffee, you'll notice, it looks great when it's wet, and then all of a sudden, where did the color go? God damn it. So
basically you're roasting the coffee.
Yeah, that's what it smelled like in here as well today.
It smelled a bit off for a while.
Another method that is not so stressful on the material would be to bake them, because the heat gun really puts a high peak of temperature on the material, and really for organic fabrics like cotton or linen, it's not that great to put it under a lot of heat stress.
See, that's interesting. I'll try that.
That's
Niklas,
why he's the pro.
Niklas, what temperature would you suggest we should use if we're baking some linen?
Welcome to our cooking show. No, I would try something around like 80 to 100 degrees Celsius,
Cool.
or maybe also lower temperatures, like 80 degrees would be fine. Because at the higher temperatures, you really damage the fibers and the fabric becomes brittle. So
Okay.
Good to know. Good to know.
really.
So for
So
the
because
viewers
when you
that
take the heat gun that goes up to 200, 300 degrees Celsius, you really burn the cotton or linen fibers.
so
At the lower temperatures of baking it in, it would be a lot less stressful for the material.
Makes sense.
kind of don't want to admit that I baked these with 600 degrees from a heat gun. I guess they're just gonna
it's
fall
fine.
to pieces. Finally, what we did with these pieces of parchment, or fake parchment, or linen parchment, whatever, was we just dabbed at the sides with very diluted black acrylic paints to give it just another layer of color.
I think they look awesome. I'm super impressed by how quickly they came together.
So shout out to Sven Christiansen. Follow that dude. He does great stuff. He's done one Imperial character. Now he's working on 2 more. I've seen his second one.
We have to
My
get him in for a
God,
show.
if you like my painted armor, you got to see that dude's Middenheim painted armor.
It's some crazy stuff.
Jesus Christ.
We need to have him in for an episode, so maybe we can get that if he's watching or if he watches it, on YouTube. I'd love to have you in. So.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think this is a great time for us to go to break. When we come back, we're going to be talking about freehand shields,
Yes.
modification of freehand shields, and we're going to be talking to Leo about all the crazy stuff she does.
And her partner in crime, Nuke.
Nuke, yeah, absolutely. So when we come back, we'll jump into that. Until then, don't go anywhere.
Because it's only a 5-minute break, even though it sounded like a complete outro.
Yeah. We'll be back. All right, and we are back. Welcome back to LARP Crafts on Skald TV. I am Beol, and this is Lester, and
I want a cool nickname as well.
good luck with that. So, welcome to LARP Crafts on Skald TV. If you have enjoyed the show so far, or find yourself enjoying it later, and would you like to support the show, think about the function of Twitch Prime. You can hit !Prime in the chat to find out more, or if you're savvy, just simply hit the subscribe button, connect your Amazon Prime subscription to Twitch, and subscribe to us. It costs you nothing and helps to support us, which is pretty awesome.
We get money. That's a good thing for us.
That's a good thing for us. It's a day job, so thank God. All right, and without events, that's always helpful. So it's kind of our job. So anyway, enough about starving. Let's go ahead and jump into the next segment of the show. We're talking with our friend Leo and Nuke, and they're going to be chatting about all of the awesome things that are happening kind of in their craft world right now, and also talking about shields, specifically the freehand shields and what is kind of possible with them. I had not seen this before, and I was pretty pumped when I got a chance to see it. So, welcome to the show, Leo.
Hello, guys. Thanks for inviting me.
Thank you.
Hello there. Yeah, well, we saw your shields online, the freehand shields, and seeing as we were photographing them today, we just thought, well, maybe
makes
she
sense.
doesn't have anything better to do on the first Advent Sunday.
We had to grab you. So so let's jump into it. Emma, could you pull up the Stream Deck projection? That way we can take a look at these photos here real quick.
Maybe we could
hold
also
on.
talk about
Alt
the
tab.
crafter itself and
Absolutely.
so forth, no?
Yeah, we can do that as well.
Also, things are happening.
Stuff is happening, and things and stuff. Emma, do you need some
Oh
help?
yeah.
Yeah, I think I
I will be back.
got it.
Yeah,
okay, help me.
Okay, I'll be right there.
You can grab one of the Aderon shields as well.
I'll grab an Aderon shield while I'm at it.
Yeah, We're not having technical difficulties. We're grabbing things to show you guys. Yeah. Maybe I'll just ask some questions. Leo, how did you start LARP? How did that happen? What happened? Why? Why? God damn it!
Oh my
Why?
God. That's a long story, but long story short, my sister did attend these medieval markets where normal people can go to and just stare at the people in costumes. And I wanted to try it because I love costuming, but I felt like an animal in the zoo. So that wasn't going well for me. And my ex-boyfriend did lab. Was just like, what the hell are you doing over there? I have no clue. So I attended the Drachenfest back in 2012. And yeah, that's it. That's the story. Now I'm here.
And is it still just Drachenfest, or do you attend other events?
Oh, I do attend a lot of events like Bogenwald. I do most of the time Witcher Lab, so I'm attending Unser and yeah, I wanted to attend Iwa Hell in February, but it's due Corona, it was cancelled. So yeah,
Ah, well,
many.
still. And how did you get to be such a crafter? Because I mean, you have a crafting channel on YouTube. You're very active on Facebook. You have Instagram. There's a lot of great stuff coming from you and Nuke. How did that happen? All of that.
Well, actually, I was a poor student, so I had to craft it by myself. I had to sew all my clothes. And I started doing the basics, and then I wanted to have a leather belt. I'm not good at it, to be honest. But everything was self-taught. My sister taught me a bit to sew, just the basics. And then I was just like, I want that outfit to look like this. So I just grabbed normal clothes in my how do you say?
Wardrobe?
In my closet. No, in my closet. The outtime clothes. And I just copied the pattern to make that
Okay.
stuff, and it worked pretty well. And yeah, that was where I started crafting my clothes. And I actually attended an art school for children when I was younger, and I'm now studying communication design, so I'm kind of creative person. Yeah, that's my way, I guess.
That's awesome.
Super dope. And you use a lot of skeletons in your artwork.
Yeah, Emma, could we pull
Fascination for
pull up
death,
some of that?
or what's all that about?
Well, it is a fascination of death, but I am a registered dietitian, so I started to draw anatomical structures, bones, skeletons, flesh. It was kind of weird. I sat in the public library and we're drawing like dead people. Kind of weird, but you know, yeah. And that's why I went where I am now, I guess.
That's awesome. So for you, is the creative process for you something where you see something you really enjoy and then you kind of go after it, or is it more of your experience, for instance, in anatomy from being a dietitian and things, inspires your creative process? Which one would you say is more applicable for you?
Oh, that's a tough question. I think the dietitian part helped me to recreate the skeleton in the movement, or so I use that knowledge in my artwork. I think it's that way.
Yeah, that's amazing. Emma, could you pull up for instance, some of the art of her skeleton? We're gonna take a look at those. I know you can't see them there from where you are, but we're taking a look at them real quick.
Sure.
Yeah, and I was really like, there also is a piece of art that we have of a heart that you drew, And it's really cool to
it's
see
artwork.
anatomic art. What, say that again?
It's dot work. So
It's dot work.
I think
okay.
I spent so many hours dotting this picture.
Emma, could you
I
pull
think
that one up for
that's
us real quick?
one of the shields.
That's a shield, yep. And let's see if we can find the dot work. There, that's the one. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I think I counted not every dot, but I calculated, and that might be 16,000 dots. Yeah,
Oof.
it was a try.
So pointillism,
It was
pointillism at play here.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Sweet.
And then the next photo, I think was one Emma had up before, is of one of your shields. Pulling it up real quick here. Okay, here we go. Another. Oh yeah, here we go with a patch.
I love
yeah.
that one. I love how the wine is running through the skeleton.
That is so cool.
Yeah, my character is the barmaid, so I thought it would be nice to do something related to the job my character is doing.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I did this one. Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, I also like that because it kind of, for me, that picture says, like because I'm looking at it in a different way, not the mortality aspect, but the immortality aspect. If you're immortal, you just, theoretically, you wouldn't be enjoying or couldn't enjoy it in classical immortality stories.
That is true.
How the wine is actually just running through his rib cage, or her rib cage.
I love that.
Yes, right.
I like that.
Let's go to the next one if we could.
Some sketches.
Some sketches. Let's see if we can find.
That reminds me of the Witches of Aderon, actually.
Kind of, yeah, it does actually. There we go. So here's a shield. Let's start with Let's start with this one. So this is the big one. This one is fantastic. I love this. So tell us a bit about the process on painting this, because this started as a canvas shield.
Yeah, right. It was plain, completely naked. And I started doing the background because I knew my friend wanted a skeleton giving a blue flower to a maid. So that was all I had. And then I started to think, okay, you need a nice background. You need to tell a story in this shield. So I wanted this tower in the background because it's the story of Nilfgaard. If you ever had read the Witcher series, the Witcher Netflix production or the games, you know, Nilfgaard is going and conquering and invading all the countries. So, and this one tells the story of Nilfgaard conquering and invading Toussaint. So it's this blue flower giving to Nilfgaard, and the sun in the background is the Nilfgaardian sun, and the tower in the background. I don't know if you know a bit of tarot.
Yep. The tower card.
Yeah, the tower card and the skeleton. They both stand for transition, for going a new way, and so I thought that might be cool to add here.
I love that. I think fantastic, and
great storytelling.
Yeah, and the scroll work and the heraldic symbolism along the edges is fantastic as well. It's a fantastic piece, and I think we have another one that we can pull up as well. Emma, if you could pull up the.
Well, I have to say the edges are not my design.
Okay.
It's the design of the group, and we wanted to fit it in the complete group style. So
right.
Yeah, I adapted.
That's amazing. I love that.
Great job.
All right, and Emma can pull up the next one.
Just leather paper, or do you have a
just it's
the other
the
shield.
Shield. There's another shield.
Okay, with the skeleton?
You can just flip through them until you find it. It's fine.
Okay.
No rush. We had Instagram, and we'll make sure to drop Leo's Instagram
shield
in.
well.
It's a shield. There's one there. We can do this one.
That's not one of the.
That's not one of those. But I like that one. Go to the next one. I think it was one with. I think it has leather edges, if I'm not mistaken.
There's stitching around the shield.
Yes.
And there's the patch that you did in play. Awesome. Keep on scrolling. Keep on scrolling. And eye patch.
That's Nuke's leatherwork, yeah?
Yeah, here we go. Okay, so this is some work in progress shots of the shield.
Yeah, right. That's a shield. It's from the Witcher series too, by the way. And it's for a guardsman from Rivia. So it's the coat of arms of Rivia.
Okay.
And I wanted to show the people watching my Instagram feed how did I do that. So I just took some pictures of the steps. And it was pretty easy, to be honest. You just have to do the base, the different colors. And if you're not that good at painting, I just printed the coat of arms and then glued it on cardboard. And
there
then
you go.
I had it's super easy. So just go for it and just try it at home. It's really, really
That's awesome.
It's kind of cool to see proper artists also use these easy tricks.
I think that's the real trick, is that an artist who doesn't cut corners where they know they can is oftentimes just wasting a lot of time. I would say that and in every art there is some way of cutting corners that we all do. So, and I love the way that you added leather to the edge of the shield. This to me is like really what ties the whole thing together in this really special way. Can you walk us through the process of doing that?
Oh, that did Nuke, to be honest. He's the leather crafter from us.
Okay.
So he just had to measure the edges, and I think it were 3 parts, and he first glued them on the shield. So like Les would do it. He just glued it, and then I started sewing it.
That's awesome. And did you went through the foam or just through the linen cover?
No, through the foam.
Through
It's
the
pretty
foam.
easy to do.
Was it easy? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to grab one of those shields.
Yeah, we have one right here, actually.
I was going to grab one of the unfinished ones
Yeah,
just
go
to
ahead,
show
go
what
ahead.
they look like. I want to show you guys one of the linen-coated freihand
buckler.
shields over here.
We can do we can do a top down of this.
So, what you get here is with the freihand shields. This is a very small one, a buckler. You get these kind of dirty-looking linen shields with foam elements. Here, there's a foam element in the middle. The reason why it looks a little bit dirty is because that's what linen looks like when you put wood glue on.
Yeah, that's what linen would look like. It's actually, if you were to just leave this as it is, it would still, in my opinion, be a really cool shield to use. Because it looks just like it does when you glue linen to wood.
Yeah, so it has this discoloration, and maybe you would say, okay, mate, that's actually kind of dirty. I don't like that. But the point is, you're not supposed to leave it like this. These are called DIY shields. Do it yourself.
Yeah.
So what you get here is foam wrapped in linen, which means there's no latex. You won't get latex cancer. It won't start to get sticky. It's not shiny. It won't start to sort of tear off. These things are in LARP context pretty much indestructible.
Yeah, I would
And
say so.
what they're for, in particular, not just to be hardy and strong, is they're supposed to be painted.
This is actually, I think, the shield
Here's
that...
another one.
This is the shield that you used, I believe, Leo, when you did the cover, if I'm not correct.
Yeah, but I think I had the bigger version.
Yeah, wait, we have that one.
Is it the longer version?
The
it's
other,
right here.
that's over there.
Yeah.
Is it the really big one?
I think
It's
it's
the big
medium one.
centimeter. Yeah.
So Freihand actually sells a bunch of these. As you saw, the pavés, the really large one that Leo
you
painted for
I'm going
Nilfgaard.
to switch over to the other mic or other camera for us real quick.
Yup, that's the difference. And then there's those large back shields, the pavés shields. Round shields in 2 different sizes, and all of them are really, really hardy and can be painted. Another thing that I really like about them is, and that will be the end of me explaining how these things work, they are modular, as you can see here, there is a grip on the inside. And what you can do is, for a very small extra price, you can bind onto the shield.
Could you do a top down for this real quick? There you go.
These nifty little things. You can do it a little bit prettier than I am doing right now. That's okay. We'll have it as a proper video in future. But what these things actually are a system to have a belt that runs across your back, so that when you're not in combat, you can tie the shield to your back using this strap. And I think that's kind of nifty. I like that.
Yeah, I think it's a really cool option if you are interested in kind of having a shield that is functional on and off the battlefield.
One thing I need to say though, for the round shield, you'll need to get some leather twine to fasten this. The other shields don't actually need twine. You can just fasten them without. But yeah, for the round shield, you'll need the twine. I like having this little extra.
Yeah, I think it's a fantastic little addition to the shield. And, you know, if you go to the amount of work that, for instance, Leo and Nuke did, I think this is a perfect example of kind of the little elements that make it that much better. And I think, yeah, I mean, when you look at the work that they've done, man, it really speaks for itself. And yeah, I'm so impressed by it.
The leather trim, as you heard, really easy to do. You get trim, you glue it on, you sew it with very broad string, and it just it pops. It has that Witcher look. It's great. Why is it good to buy a DIY shield instead of buying a really expensive latex shield?
This. I mean, as the one who did this.
Exactly. Yeah. Why is it a good idea to get a do-it-yourself shield? This is the LARP Crafts show, of course.
Not the LARP Buys show.
Yeah.
Oh, sure. Because you can do whatever you like. You can do your coats of arms, or you can tell a story. And if you don't want to, you can just paint it red or blue, just like that. And I think what's nice, the buckler has the how do you say it?
Center grip, yeah.
The handle, yeah, right. But the other shields, you can just choose where to put them.
Yeah, actually, that's that video that we'll have to do. We can show, I grabbed one of the shields here to show what kind of more advanced connectivity looks like. There we go.
This is what they can look like from the inside if you go crazy. How are they connected? Also very easy. The twine runs through the shield. It's up here. This bad boy was painted by the boys at Freihand for the Prince of Aderon. This is the Prince's shield. My God, it feels great to hold. Oh my gosh.
All right, fanboy. Anyway, can we do a top down real quick on that? I'd love to show that off. Yeah, and we can go wide here. Yeah, that's in some amazing work to go into a shield. Man, I love that.
Yeah, it comes with these straps, so you can just put them wherever you want. If you want to put it on your bag, you can just adjust them another way around, you know? It's pretty nice.
Okay, so that is amazing. All right, so
maybe we can talk a little bit, you know, for the last few minutes about your crafting channel, not just ours, and the products that you modified. Tell us something about the leather work that you do with Nuke.
Yeah, I would love to pull those photos up if we could as well, Emma.
Sure, but I can't tell too much because I have no clue what he's doing over there, to be honest.
Well, let's hold this up. This, I believe, is your craft Instagram.
Yeah, right.
Leroy McMahon.
Yes. I have no clue why I chose that name, but Leroy Jenkins. I think everybody knows him, and
A bit of a play off
Mayhem
that.
was like, just find a shitty name for Instagram. And so yeah, here we are now.
There you go.
Yeah, and I'm sharing my different steps. I'm trying to use these reels, small
Mhm.
videos. You were talking of these 1-minute videos.
Yep.
It's kind of complicated to put all the information in 1 minute,
Yeah,
but I'm
totally.
trying to do it and to teach other people how to do the nice looking but super easy stuff. It's so
Yeah.
easy sometimes. You just have to start. It's like standing in front of a blank canvas. It's the first stripe you might do
Mhm.
can change the
Yep.
complete process. Just do it, just try it, and even if it's going wrong in the first place, you definitely learn something from that. So just
So
start.
true.
And I want to encourage people to do so, to do the stuff by themselves.
I really enjoyed your latest video on how to do tight-fitting trousers.
Fitted pants.
You can see it top left in the picture. I don't know why I'm waving a knife. You can see it at the top left, where Leo teaches you how to make form-fitting pants, which in LARP, very rare. You have these baggy trousers. It's
Generally.
kind of easy, I think, now that I've seen this video, to make tight-fitting pants.
I'm going to show everyone how good my legs and butt are soon when I make tight-fitted pants too.
Yeah.
It's
Thanks to Leroy McMahon's videos.
yeah.
But it really, I thought it was really cool the way that you used cellophane and tape as a way of basically creating a form.
I'm not sure. I think I saw that when cosplayers are doing some stuff, so I just tried it and it worked so good. But then my pants were washed a bit too hot, so I killed them. And I had to redo it. But then I thought, okay, I'll show other people how to do it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And I'm the same thing with Lester. I watched it and realized, like, okay, I have a character coming up that may or may not need tighter pants. I actually am now not afraid to do so because I just, basically some tape and some cellophane, and I'm ready to go.
Because the alternative to doing that, of course, is for me to stand there completely naked while Tom tries to pin pieces of cloth to my bare buttocks.
I'm not saying I wouldn't go there. I'm just saying this is definitely the OnlyFans situation again, and we know we don't want to go there. We know we don't want to go there. We've been here.
Yeah, and anyway, so your solution is definitely more private.
Absolutely. I think the other cool
you don't have to involve Tom.
You don't need me involved.
You don't need Tom involved, and that's great.
We might be roommates, but there are lines
that we keep crossing.
And that we keep crossing. What I was going to say was there are certain things that make crafting really enjoyable, and one of them is coming up with these really fun solutions, like the things we talked about where you cut corners. Like these kinds of things where you save yourself time and trouble by coming up with a creative solution that doesn't involve pinning, things to your roommate. This is kind of the thing that makes LARP so much fun for crafting, because it's a lot of that. It's a lot of that trial and error and coming up with fun, creative solutions for things.
Yeah, definitely. Try and error is everything. Oh, Lord.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Nice. So maybe you can just give us a rundown of your project, which you started with some leather painting, the YouTube project, also maybe the Instagram project. Some final words by you. Advertise, advertise your site.
Sure.
Go for it.
Well,
I saw Nuke in the background. He's there.
Yeah, he's babysitting our puppy.
Oh. Okay, acceptable.
Wait.
Oh, there he is.
Well, we started doing YouTube, but at the moment we're pretty busy, and it needs so much time, and it's pretty hard to do videos for YouTube at the moment. So I'm just starting to do my Instagram more. So just follow both of our accounts. Nuclear Workshop. It's Nuke, Leo, R, and Workshop. And Workbench, sorry. Workbench. And Leroy McBayham. Yeah, we want to show you the easy steps. Just want you to get started doing your own stuff, and we will do more videos for YouTube too. So just keep up to date. We'll
That's
be
awesome.
back.
I'm looking forward to watching them. I watched a few before the stream and spent some time today kind of catching up on some and also on Instagram posts. I'm a huge fan. Love the content, and I really look forward to seeing what you guys do.
Thank
Yeah.
you so much. Thanks.
I guess that's all we have time for.
I think that's it. I think big takeaways from today's show, and I think both Leo and Niklas would agree, like, biggest thing that you can do to help yourself along the process, and kind of something that I was reminded of this week as well, which is sometimes, as Leo said, just put the first paint stroke on, do the first stitch, you know, glue the first piece, cut out something, and like before you know it, you kind of are engrossed in this process and you're having a ton of fun. So, as Leo said, just like start painting, do the first thing.
Yeah, just do it, man.
Just do it. It's a whole bunch of needles. Maybe I don't throw the box of needles.
Yeah, maybe you don't. But yeah, thank you, Leo. Thanks for being here.
Thank you so much for being here, Niklas. Thank you so much as well.
Guys, we hope to have Niklas back in the studio to do the show properly. The Zoom thing is always the Discord thing. We're using Discord now. It's really difficult. We pray to the crafting gods that Niklas will have time again at some point to craft, because actively saving lives currently, that takes precedent.
Absolutely.
But Niklas, thanks anyway for being here. Despite all the work, I'm glad you're here, man. My heart goes out to you.
Yeah. And Leo, thank you so much for taking the time on First Advent and on a Sunday to join us. I think it would be awesome to have you on again. Maybe we talk about a craft project that you've been working on, and we can kind of get some updates from you. So keep documenting and posting, and we'll keep getting excited about it.
Yeah, so this has been a very do-it-yourself heavy show. There'll be some other ones in different directions where we just start projects from scratch. We'll do that too.
I'm looking forward to that.
And I guess if you have a crafter you want on, because Leo, of course, was a popular suggestion, just send a message to tv@skald.com. Our bookers will surely find a slot for you.
Absolutely.
And let's hope Corona's over so that we can have people here again. We're getting lonely. We're getting real lonely.
Yep. Boy, are we. So it's time, hopefully, that we can see everybody. If not, this is going to be the last show, I think, for the year for us, for LARP Crafts.
I think so, because what you can't see is the gaping maw. The abyss above us, which is a bunch of the gaping maw. The abyss,
like mouth. Basically, we had a pipe, a very bad pipe leak, and it destroyed the ceiling.
Literally, shit was spraying into our ceiling. That now isn't happening.
I don't know if it was actual shit, but it makes me like concerned that it could have been, and that's the horrifying part.
The ceiling was feckin' brown.
The ceiling was feckin' brown. That's very true. So we have this giant hole in the ceiling right now. It's horrifying. And they're going to fix this, which means we can't, unfortunately, can't do some stuff later in this year, which means that this episode will be the last of 2000, for LARP Crafts, it will be the last of 2020, and fuck you, 2020.
Unless it's not. I don't
know.
know.
No, it is. It definitely is. And fuck 2020. So 2021 definitely going to be a better year. And I'm
for sure. What could go wrong?
What could go wrong?
Yeah.
Monoliths in the deserts. I mean, like, you know, who knows?
Okay. Thanks, guys, for being around. Thanks for watching, and
thank you for watching. Thanks for joining.
Have a lovely first Advent. Thanks, guys. See ya.
Bye.
Bye. Stay safe.
You too.